is. Hi, Rodney. Welcome back.
Thank you. Hey,
The band hasn't been back together for a while, right?
How long has it been
It's been a
since
minute.
all of us have actually, like your morning team has actually been here?
Well, you know what it is? I think the whole coronavirus thing happened. Then we had all of the protests and everything else, and all of us just felt like we needed to be here. Nobody took vacation for the longest time.
Right.
So there you go.
And now everybody's vacationing. It's been forever, so
Right.
it's good to see everybody in the same box again.
More or less.
Fair enough, Fred.
But it shall
to be
change
seen.
again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, it doesn't
Yeah.
last. So take a picture of this if you're on the Facebook. 'Cause
I always felt like we're like the Brady Bunch, right? Hello, hello.
the Brady Bunch.
I know. Anyway, what are we talking about today? We're talking masks again because this thing has just gotten crazy, right?
Yeah, let's start with Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. She's been reluctant for a while to actually say, hey, we need to have masks in the city of Atlanta because the governor was saying that it's, it's suggested, but he didn't want to require it and mandate it because the order prohibits local governments from being more restrictive than the state. So when she realized the governor was not taking action against the mayors of Savannah, East Point, and, right there, and where the University of Georgia is in Athens, she decided, let's go for it. Her order does have some exceptions. Most people age 10 and older. If you're going into an establishment or a public space where you cannot separate yourself from others, you have to wear a face covering. And it's also in effect for the world's busiest airport, which could be very interesting to see how that's going to work. It's not really in the city of Atlanta, but the city of Atlanta oversees the airport. What do you guys think?
Well, we have some people weighing in. We have some people weighing in already on Facebook saying you should have a choice. And look, I understand the concept of civil liberties, but show me the doctor who's saying the mask does absolutely nothing and you don't need to wear it, or you shouldn't wear it.
Right.
It's pretty much a consensus in the medical community that the mask helps. The degree to which it helps might be slightly debatable, but the bottom line is what we're trying to do here is prevent the spread of COVID-19. So asking you or mandating that you wear a mask when you're around other people, I don't think is a huge infringement on anybody's civil liberties. To me, it's kind of like a seatbelt law or a helmet law for a motorcycle rider. And even back then, when those laws were coming into place, there were people who were opposed to them who said, let me just do what I want to do. Don't tell me what to do. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it just makes sense.
Harold saying no, Michelle saying yes. No, only if you want to. So yeah, there's mixed reviews right now on our Facebook page. Nope, says Alex. So yeah, what do you do? And do you shame somebody if they don't have one on is the other big question.
Or some people shame you if you're wearing one, or at least they look at you like you have three heads. Like, okay. And the other thing that came out today, Fred, which I found kind of interesting too, is researchers saying that those cloth masks, we've talked about this before, but obviously they are not as good as an N95 or a medical grade mask. And I have to tell you, several months ago I found some really cute cloth masks at Atlanta Saddlery. They're in Main Street in Alpharetta. And they were so cute. They had horses and fox, kind of thing. I bought them. I brought them home. My husband was like, no, you can't wear that. You can't wear that. So recently I saw Wes Cantrell, our state representative, he's a friend of mine, and I saw on his Facebook page he had a great mask on, found out where he got it, and turns out they actually make those particular masks with an insert where you could put, a filter in. So I think something like that would probably be, because I said if I have to wear one, I may as well look cute, right?
There are so many designs, right, that are
Right.
coming out. I'm sort of half and half. I never really take like one side or the other. I like to be right down the middle. And I kind of agree with Fred. I don't like telling people what to do. So I'm just speaking for me. I think based on what I've read and what we're all saying, it does not bother me to put a mask on. So I do think that, if that's going to help us out and get us to where the numbers can come down, I agree with it. But I also will admit that I don't like telling people what to do. So it's something that I'll do. And I don't mind the requirement that just recently happened in Atlanta, which is why we're doing this. I personally don't mind it, but I also, I wouldn't go as far as to tell people what to do, but I don't mind it myself. The question I did have, though, was concerning the airport. For us, we know that, but what about the people coming in from out of town who may not know if you're not watching Atlanta news.
Right.
Like, what is there any notification? You get to the airport and hopefully you have a mask, but let's say that you don't. Actually, I guess that doesn't make any sense because most airlines will make you have it anyway. So
they'll give you a mask at the
that
airport.
was my question.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that,
when you
as it
fly a
turns out, it
flight-
was a stupid question because you have to have it to get on the plane anyway. So
Right.
never mind that.
Every airline is requiring a mask, so it'll be a matter of, the flight attendants when you're about to, disembark or get off the plane, they're going to tell you you need to keep it on at this airport, or feel free to take it off at this airport. It's interesting. Monique's saying at least wear it for a month and see if we can drop these numbers a little, and continue until we can get a handle on this thing. And somebody said, considering most people, Bobby, wear them backwards, no. So, yeah, just wear the mask, at least for a few months, people are saying on Facebook. And then some still saying, no, they won't do it.
Saw a comment from someone who said, imagine a virus so deadly that you have to be tested to even know if you have it. Well, I mean, do you get a cancer screening? A lot of people, unfortunately, don't find out that they have cancer until it's too late. So, you get some people that weigh in with some real kind of questionable, I guess, comments, at least in my opinion. Rodney, I want to commend you for being so steady there while standing on the fence. I don't know how you do it. But
He's
real
good.
steady there.
Yeah.
So you must have really good balance. So tell us, you're gone for a few days. What was the travel like?
Tell
First
us
of all-
about Las Vegas, Rodney.
First of all, Fred, it's pretty simple. I don't like pissing people off, so that's why I stay right
Can you
down the
say
middle.
that on Facebook Live?
I
hope
think he just did.
So I like that's why I stay down the middle. No, but this is really because it's not just with the mask, really with anything. Like there's so many of us here,
Right.
And like we all have our opinions. I just don't like. It's like I feel like we can all have a perspective,
Right.
and not come after each other. So I actually agree. I was on Fred's side. I actually agree with everything that Fred said. But I always, as Fred mentioned, make a little room, for people who don't agree. So there you go, Fred. Now,
Gotta have a conversation.
Talk about your trip.
yeah. So the next question was, are you comfortable traveling? Because it's July. A lot of people, we've been kind of pent up for a while, and a lot of people normally would travel. So are you comfortable traveling, during this pandemic? I've traveled twice now. One of those trips was to Vegas not long ago. I was kind of surprised. It wasn't the Vegas that you're used to, of course, in July, but I actually thought they did a really good job at making it as safe as they could, while trying to invite people back. This is Delta, by the way, and we've talked about Delta a lot. So this is a picture of the plane. We talk a lot about those middle seats, Karen, Kabir, Fred. You can see the middle seats are blocked. Personally, it feels great to not,
Oh, yeah.
So I hope they keep that going beyond just this. But and then this is what you get for service now. So you basically get a bag. You get some hand sanitizer. You get a bottled water and some type of a snack. And that is another thing that Delta has been doing to try to make it as safe as possible. That's just a little kind of glimpse of what travel was like, during the pandemic.
What was Vegas like?
Vegas was, from everything that I can tell, it was really for me the same. I could still eat,
Okay.
Which I love to do. I could still, play blackjack. And they actually opened the pools. They require you when I walk in, they take your temperature. They require masks, by the way. That's one of the more recent laws in Vegas now, or at least rules. You do have to wear a mask unless you're eating, drinking, or at the pool. People at the pool definitely took advantage of not having to wear the mask. But otherwise, for what most people do, it really wasn't that big a deal. There weren't as many people there. The clubs, the plays that a lot of people go and see, the shows, all of that stuff was closed. So it was a little weird not having some of the bigger attractions that we're used to. But, at its simplest level, it was still, a lot of fun.
Well, question though, for playing blackjack,
Rodney-
did they use a new set of cards for every game? How did they do that?
It comes out the same. The only difference I really noticed in blackjack, in addition to they wear gloves, is the plexiglass. So now you are separated from everybody with the plexiglass that separates you from the dealer. Otherwise, and then fewer people. Again, they don't have as many games going. But otherwise, in the gloves, everything else was pretty normal.
Wow.
Rodney, you told me how hot it was during the day there. It made it to 110, but you never told me anything about how hot you were at the blackjack table. So I'm concluding there that there was kind of an Arctic frost at the blackjack
Yeah, he
table
came
for
back,
you,
Fred.
but,
I'm back at work, right? So clearly that didn't work out, you know. But one day, you know, when you don't see me again, that means that I hit it on
Yeah.
black.
It was a dry heat, though, wasn't it, Rodney?
It was a real hot heat.
Yeah, it was a
My
really hot
goodness.
heat.
Hey, for those of you who are concerned about wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, we've got another incident to show you. Somebody who got upset really quickly, if we have time.
I think Jeff is saying
I
that
think we
we're
got to
done.
go.
Oh.
But we could talk about this forever because people are getting into fights over this nonsense.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We'll
Yeah,
see you
you'll
back
see
here,
this one
4:30 to
on-
7
on
a.m.
CBS 46 again.